Tanman from the Gaming Odyssey, man. What an amazing couple of weeks it has been. We had the NFL draft last week, and this past weekend, Avengers Endgame released, and yes, I did see it. So in honor of that, today I'll be ranking all my Marvel Cinematic Universe films that I have seen. I have seen all of them except Ant-Man and the Wasp, the Incredible Hulk, and Captain Marvel. Those are the only three films I've not seen. And yes, I know Endgame's not up here, but when I get to that in my ranking, I will discuss that. So basically, the tier goes Star Iron Man 2 and basically kind of sidewind up there. So, Iron Man 2 in the D tier. I think the D tier is the boring tier. Iron Man 2, just not really a great movie. Not really intriguing. There's a lot of ideas. It just doesn't flesh it out. I think the whole relationship doesn't work with him and War Machine, at least in this film. And it tries too much to be the first. And it's not its own thing. Thor 2 for me is just forgettable. There's a lot of side Asgardian characters I completely forgot about until people mention them. The human characters are just forgettable. One's on Earth, and it seems like, yeah, we'll still be on Earth, but also in Asgard, and it just seems way too conflicted with itself. It seems like this was trying to be like four different movies, and it just cannot pick one. And it's trying to be four things, but it ends up one boring mess. Thor 1, I will say the Asgard stuff is really nice. The visuals are really cool, but just the human stuff and the final fight, man, with that like machine robot thing, I just did not like it. C tier is the fun action movies. Age of Ultron, yeah, it's cool to see the Avengers fight, but there's way too many new characters that I do not feel like get a great development. They just really kind of lack it in this movie, like Vision and Scarlet Witch. I know they appear in future films, but they really seem lackluster in Ultron, man. He is way too jokey. He is not scary enough. Iron Man 3 was the first MCU film I saw in theaters, so I do think I have a bit of nostalgia. I like the idea of Iron Man kind of going rogue without his suits. It's a neat idea, and I do like the realism, but the rest of the movie's fine. Guardians 2, I know a lot of people love the emotion. People just love it. Yeah, I think the movie has cool colors. I like the villain. I think it's one of the better ones. But for me, what I don't like about it is in the first 10 minutes, the group splits up because of a disagreement. Like the first Guardians movie was them trying to, build a team, and here they just break it apart in the first 10 minutes, and I don't like that. And I think First Avenger really recaps the C tier. Yes, a fine, fun action movie, but nothing really stands out. B tier for me is movies that are pretty good. They have one element that I really do like, and for Doctor Strange, it's the visuals. Man, it's amazing. It is so cool to watch. I could watch this movie like several times, but the reason, and that's nice because of the visuals, but for me, what kind of halts me from, say, putting this in A tier or something, is this is kind of when the MCU formula for me kind of got a bit on the dry side. Next up was Ant-Man. Man, I love that heist and Paul Rudd. Good comedy film. Like, for me, Ant-Man does what Ant-Man should do. A nice, fun heist movie. There's not the one element that really puts it higher. Same with Iron Man 1. Yes, I know a lot of people love this film. I think he was pretty good. Really good villain, by the way. Really good acting there by Jeff Bridges. Robert Downey Jr. Good in the role, as always. But for me, I don't know. I just don't think there's that one thing. Black Panther, when I first saw it, I would have put it maybe up here. But the reason we have it in B tier is I rewatched it, and the visuals are really cool. The world building, the villain, is just some pacing issues, and I think Killmonger's introduced way too late for him to be like, wow. I think he's really good. I just wish we saw more. We then go to A tier, which I think movies that are really great. They just kind of have that one flaw, and for me, that one flaw with Civil War is the villain. I mean, the acting, the action scenes are so great. They introduced Spider-Man and Black Panther really well into this film. It's just that I feel like if we took out a villain, the story could have been more clear, concise, and more emotional impact. Thor Ragnarok. Man, I was shocked by this movie. Chris Hemsworth kills it, and same with Mark Ruffalo and the Hulk. It's so funny. It's just kind of that really great film. For me, the one element is the emotion. When Odin dies, I didn't feel anything. We then go to Homecoming, which I really love the Vulture. I think the Vulture, tied with Thanos, is my favorite villain in the MCU. Ego is pretty close, but I really do like the Vulture here. I just think for me, that the whole taking away the suit thing, I like it, but it's kind of a bit confusing. And with Iron Man, I like Iron Man a lot, but I almost feel like him in this film, like you had this big name star. I don't know. I think the way Iron Man should have had more or less of him. I think the amount of him is a bit odd. S tier. My favorite movies for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love these films, starting with Guardians of the Galaxy. We did not know anything about these characters movie wise, and they introduced all of them perfectly. I think the introductions are amazing. This is kind of what Thor Ragnarok is. Yeah, both of these movies are funny, but Guardians has an emotion. That's why it's an S tier, not Ragnarok. But yeah, the emotions are so great in this movie. Reminds me a lot of Star Wars, just kind of the way it's paced and stuff. It's just, oh man, so good. Speaking of team up movies, Avengers. I know this is kind of, oh, the action blockbuster, but it makes it work. All the character interactions, all the remarks. I love the Iron Man and Thor fight. Them kind of getting used to each other in the film. Loki, perfect villain for this film, has a lot of personality. You know, it's not like, oh yeah, they fight aliens, but there's also, Tom Hiddleston is Loki, which does grand a role. Um, Side note, I feel like the best actor in the MCU to portray a character is Tom Hiddleston as Loki. I don't see really anyone else doing it. There might be a future video. Winter Soldier. I used to watch this movie a ton, and I still love it. The intensity, the twist that kind of happens, man, I think it's perfect. And Captain America one, fun movie, but this takes Captain America in the correct route. Some of the best action scenes. I think this and Ragnarok and Civil War and Endgame are pretty good, but I think Winter Soldier has my favorite. And Infinity War is my second favorite movie. I think it does a good job. I like how everyone has this side story. Like, okay, you have Iron Man, Spider-Man, Doctor Strange in this area, and then you have Captain America, Black Panther, Black Widow, and Bucky in this area. And I like how they kind of split up. It makes it easy to follow. And Josh Brolin kills it as Thanos. And my favorite movie is Avengers Endgame. I know it's not pictured here, but that is my favorite. I will keep it concise. I do not want to spoil anything. All I'll say is I think the movie's excellent. So my favorite movie is Endgame, then Infinity War, then Winter Soldier, then Avengers, then Guardians, then Homecoming, Ragnarok, Civil War, Black Panther, Iron Man, Ant-Man, Doctor Strange, Captain America 1, Guardians 2, Iron Man 3, Avengers 2, and then Thor 1, Thor 2, and Iron Man 2. And that, guys, will conclude it. I will put the link of this website in the description of the video. So if you wanted to make your own tea, you can. This guys was really fun. I love the MCU. It's just been so great to watch it unfold. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Anyways, this has been Tanman from the Gamer Sleep. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.